Hey everybody! Today we are going girly for Christmas. It's Pink and Green Day. If you are a fan, come and join me. We're going to be making some Christmas cards using some of my favorite girly colors. This is a really quick and easy card you're really going to enjoy making. There's lots of possibilities for changing it just by changing the papers or even the embellishments that you put on the top. So here's a quick peek at our pink and green Christmas card. My favorite colors. I'm sorry if it's not yours, but there's lots of options. This paper is coming from the 6x6 Brights paper, and this is a stack of 40 sheets. It looks like this in the catalog, so it's something that's easy to miss. It's going to have 40 sheets, 6x6 designer series paper is the name of it, and I'm using the Brights color collection, which is going to have some of your bright reds, pinks, greens, blues, some of the colors that really pop. And this is what you're going to need. It's all right here in front of you. I've got your Pine Tree Punch, a staple for this year's Christmas, one of my favorite products. And the stamp set we're using is called Perfectly Plaid. This is a photopolymer stamp set. We'll be using the outside sentiment, Merry Christmas, and the inside sentiment, hoping that your busy year comes together in Christmas cheer. You have 4 choices for trees. We're going to be using this simple, sweet little tree. My ink colors for this card are Flirty Flamingo and Granny Apple Green, but I'm going to show you a few other possibilities that I really think look good. You're going to need these papers. Your card base is Whisper White, and that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We'll leave that out because we're getting ready to use that. On top of that, you're going to put, this is Flirty Flamingo, and this is the little gingham check version. There's writing and several geographic designs. On top of that, you're going to layer a band of contrasting pattern or color or both. I have actually used up all of my Granny Apple Green coordinating paper for this Bright series, so I'm pulling from my paper stash of some just leftovers from before. Also going to need some pearls for embellishment. I have some white baker's twine, and then my tools are going to be scissors. I'm using a little something to pick up my pearls with, and I like to use my paper piercer. A bone folder to fold the edge of my card, and some Stampin' dimensionals, and of course some snail tape runner. You're also going to need another little sheet of 1 inch by 4 1/4 inch cardstock to do your sentiment on. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you, I think I've got like 6 different cards that I've made using this little color combination that I want to show you because they're just so stinking cute. They'd make a great Christmas gift wrapped together as a pack of cards. So let's get some gluing started. Cleared my space off for you. And I'm going to start, let's see, let's do our stamping first. I always like to stamp first because if I mess it up, especially when I'm doing the inside of the card, I haven't ruined my whole card. So let me grab this to protect my tabletop. And I'm going to take one quick peek at my camera to make sure we're still in the shot. And it looks like we are good. All right. My name is Lynda Falconer, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm actually in Maine, and it is cold today. I have my fuzzy socks on. Let me show you this paper. Here's the gingham, which I'm going to use. I like lots of patterns, but here's another more subtle pattern on the back, kind of a herringbone. But I'm just going to use tape runner. There's not a lot of pressure on the front of this card, so it's going to go hold fine with tape runner. And that's about all I do. Gonna line it up in the center of my card. going to try to go fast. I have trouble with that because I like to talk. And that's going to work. Then the next layer, this layer is 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card base, so it's going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then my next layer, this one is 1 3/4 inches by 4 1/4, which is the size, the width of my card. Now, you'll see on the examples that I show you, I have made this particular piece, this band that goes across in several different sizes. Always the 4 1/4, but I have also used the, let's see, where do I want it? I have one of them that's 1 1/2 inch, 1 3/4 inch. You'll see a variety of those. So that's just your preference. Okay. So I ended up gluing because I lost my train of thought, which is not unusual these days. But let's stop and do our stamping next. And if we mess it up, then we'll learn how to fix a mess up. So I'm going to stamp the inside first. And I'm hoping that your busy year comes together in Christmas cheer. You're going to just tap that, cover it good with ink. Now this stamp I've been using red with it, so it's stained a little bit, but that does not affect how it works. So I'm going to put that, how about right there? The other thing I should have done that I did not do is put a little padding underneath that. When they are photopolymer stamps, that gets you a little bit better image, but we came out just fine on that one. And now I'm going to do my tree. You want a granny apple green tree? This is just going to help embellish the insides, just make it even cuter if possible. And we like cute, don't we? Okay, here we go. I can do simple or go crazy with it. What do you think? Let's start simple. And that's not enough. Of course, more is better. Let's do a threesome here. 3 sweet little trees. Oh, I like it. Isn't that cheery? I just love those colors. I'm a little crazy for them. So back to the front. All I need to do is add my sentiment and my Christmas tree. And that's about it, guys. So I have a 1 inch strip of cardstock. This is Whisper White, and it is 4 1/4 inches wide, which is the width of our card from edge to edge. So I'm going to stamp that with my Merry Christmas. And what do you think, green or pink? My tree's going to be green. Let's go with green. And I'm going to stamp that on the left side because my, excuse me, you probably got my top of my head in there so I can see. On the left side because my Christmas tree is going to go over here on the right. So that worked fine. Now that would look all right, just like this, but there's just a real quick little trick that makes it look a little bit fancier or more special. And I'm going to start at the corner and just make an angled cut, just like that. And then I'm going to try to duplicate it over here. What you can do, I've done some of these, so I'm pretty confident. Watch me say that and then I mess it up. But if you're not comfortable with that, do a couple of them until you get one you like, and then just use it as a template and just lay it on top of your full strip and cut the edges. All right, everybody doing good? All right, so we are ready to put this on, and I'm going to do it a little different than my original, of course. This one, and I like the look of it, I just cut it straight here. I moved my sentiment a little more to the center, and I put my tree down here. But I want my tree to be on my sentiment for this card, so I am going to do it just like that. Tape runner on the back. You can pop this up but because I'm going to be putting some pearls on my tree and popping that up, I think I will leave this flat. And I'm going to center that, just eyeball it. And I'm not on top of it because of the camera, so hopefully I hopefully I got that right. All right, so we are down to needing to do our tree, and then we're done. I can't believe I'm actually gonna do a video, hopefully less than 10 minutes. It's a record, it's a miracle. Now, my tree is going to be the pine tree punch. Love it, love it. And I've already punched my tree. Remember, when you punch, you're gonna turn it this direction, put your paper in, and just give it a little punch. I punched my tree, and I took the top off of it, but that's no worries. We're gonna put a big pearl up there. He'll be fine. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put my Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of him. And see, you could even use a striped tree. All of these are interchangeable. You could move this to the exact middle. You could move it to the bottom. You could turn it around and change your dimensions and do it sideways. There's just an infinite number of cards that you can make with this design. So I've got these Stampin' Dimensionals, and the large ones are okay. It gets high enough up there that I think it's fine. So I'm just gonna use 3 of the large ones, or you could put a little bitty mini at the top if you want to. Here we go. Grab those off. I'm not even stopping the camera. I'm not even having to fast forward, so your eyes are not gonna have to go crazy. Here we go. Trees on, like maybe right there. I like it kind of poking out. Then I'm gonna take a little bit, I always do about 8 inches of twine. Linen thread looks good. Maybe a 1/8 inch ribbon might work. It's gonna have to be, you know, pretty narrow. And this has the fold in it. You can just spritz that with water and rub your fingers over it, but it's actually gonna help us because I'm gonna put that fold right underneath the tree trunk. And I can put a little glue dot here if you have any trouble tying it. Since I don't have one right beside me, we're gonna go for it. And I'm just gonna tie a simple little bow. A knot works. You could leave it with nothing there. It's just totally your choice. You know, I have friends that when they stamp, they want to do it exactly like I did it. They don't want to have to make any decisions. This is their time just to relax, and they don't want to have to plan. And then I have other friends that when they stamp, it will never be like mine. In fact, sometimes you can't even tell they started with the same design because they like to make it totally their own. And either one is fine. Whatever makes you happy. Because that's the whole idea of this. This is fun, and we have a good time when we're stamping. There we go. Now, pearls. I wanted to show you these because if you use a different color palette, these are the little metallic pearls. They have silver and gold, and those are really pretty on it when you use some of the darker, more regal colors. But this is total whimsy. So I'm gonna grab my pearls and do a little embellishment. And then I think we might need, I don't know if I'll do it on camera, but I'm gonna put a pink, stamp one of these pink trees on the envelope. I think that would be exactly what it needs to finish it off. So let's go with a big pearl. And I like to grab something to help me hold on to it that's gonna grab that glue underneath. And that's going on the top where we cut the top of our tree off. And now you can't tell. And then let's use the smallest pearls and do just a few random pearls on the tree. This part I might speed up. They say the trick to making things look good when you're placing them like this is to imagine that there's 3 grids, kind of like a tic-tac-toe game, and that you don't have anything like this pearl. There's nothing straight across from it, and there's nothing straight up and down from it. This one's a little bit too close, but it's still not exact. Oh, that one jumped. Let's see if I can grab it. There we go. So this one would be fine out here. And then I could put one maybe kind of right in the middle here. But it really does make a difference. It's funny how those little bitty design tricks the artist can tell you work for stamping too. So if you're looking at this pearl, there's nothing straight up and down from it. There's nothing vertical, and there's nothing exactly horizontal. That one's pretty close. But that gives it a nice look. This is called the Pink Christmas card. Pink and green are my favorite colors, and that's what we've got here. Before I go, I promised to show you some other cards. I got started, and it turned out none of these cards were the same. So let me show you some other variations. They're very simple. It wouldn't take much to make the changes, but it gives it a little bit different look. So there's our Merry Christmas that we started with. There's another. That's Granny Apple Green. And the color with this one is Poppy Parade. And so is the sentiment with just one little tree. And then I'll just run these quickly. There's Merry Christmas with stripes, polka dots, and I think these polka dots are with Poppy Parade. Here's another Poppy Parade, and one more. So just moving the tree and the little strip with the sentiment and the band around and changing the pattern gives you a totally new card. I need you to help me out. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel going. I have been gone for a while, and I'm glad to be back, but I need your help. If you wouldn't mind, if you liked this card, please click like and then share the card, and that'll help me get this out to a few more people. All the measurements will be on my blog, and that is crafterinspired.com, and all that information will be here on the video, and there's a slide at the very end that also shows where you can get supplies. Thanks a bunch. Supplies and measurements at crafterinspired.com. We'll see you soon. Have fun crafting.